Today I'm going to be sharing about realizing things on the way in recovery. So I didn't record a video yesterday. This is for yesterday, which is Sunday. Basically, instead of being like dependent or anxious, so starting with like, I wrote this like 4 or 5 years ago, but what was I anxious about? It was about and there's patterns that come up again because I gained a lot of weight recently, like 50 pounds in the last year or so. And so when I was writing this, it was also things coming up. So it's like, we get to see the patterns when we write it down. So I highly recommend you write a list, things that make you anxious. Even be honest about my weight, my purpose, falling through the cracks, money running out, being ignored, time will run out, I won't get everything done, overwhelmed at what I force myself to do, that everyone around me works for the devil, that people are gossiping about me, that people pity me or mock me, that people believe me to be an idiot, fool, that people see me as a selfish, spoiled, entitled child who's demanding, greedy, and lazy, that I'll never be happy or adapt well, that I'll lose everything if there's not a merciful, protective, and there's not a merciful, protective God who will help me when humans turn their back, that everyone will see me as undeserving fraud and cast me out, rejecting me as a desperate loser who is a fraud and who takes too much credit where I don't deserve, that everyone's in on it, catering to my insane delusion that I'm not a disgusting, repulsive freak and thinking I deserve attention, love, care, and time, that if I feel my pain and sadness, then I will attract more in. If I don't put others first or sacrifice myself, I'll be punished, that I'll always hate myself, and state dependent. So my intention isn't to feel better, but to get better at feeling, revived focus. Accepting responsibility doesn't rest on me if others get sick from wearing masks and are depressed. Their self is depressed, right? Because they're wearing a mask. People need fresh air to see smiles. And when I realize I engage in so much crosstalk and advice giving, I realize I'm really insecure and affected by others' opinions. When I feel useless if people aren't appreciating and validating my usefulness, it's like to become this fighter, bringing justice. It's a delusion. Rather than the confidence that if I can see it, I'm already able to be confident I'm in a better place with the same or better perspective, angle, attitude. Then looking at head versus heart. Fear or love is like problem or solution. I'm part of a collective. I matter effortlessly, not just philosophically, but rather it's an embodied awareness of being in the world and having an effect without even trying or benefiting. When I do something, it affects the forces of the whole world. And so there's a prayer. May I be a cause and condition for less suffering and more safety in the world. Some realizations I had was that when I'm being in harmony with all the universe that is in agreement with me, it is granting myself permission to be boundaryless and whole and enough as I am. I give myself permission to be whole and enough as I am. I am enough. And it is enough. I'm allowed to be happy and be me and be as progressive and authentic and tribal and fierce as I am. Healthy, balanced independence that is not shame-based. And the brain loop that dreaming is escapist of unhealthy manner of reducing self or now into something else. When we reduce self, we choose else. When we reduce now, we choose else. When in doubt, hold back for safety of the collective. Effortless usefulness comes from abundance, not feeling hidden, versus that conquest, relief, desire to make this moment feel more fantastic. I'm strong enough to get through dusk of loading and shedding rather than wishing for a lighter load or to keep things. Embracing as a whole human, I belong, even if I'm different and unique, assuming I'm allowed to exist as an individual versus just conforming, yielding, people-pleasing in order to get approval and acceptance. Refuge doesn't arrive in a particular place, but the goodness of my heart, our hearts. Pain informs goodness. It doesn't erase it. And I wrote one day, today I learned I was lovable, even when I didn't know it. I married myself on the stairs. I got the energy download that God will give me the strength always to choose the right me, the good, the love. I'm whole and complete as I am. I'm here by choice on a voluntary mission. We each have our own world coded in individual impressions, everything catered. We each aren't ever the victim. It's all about us always. There's never a need to seek anything out from someone else, whether it's attention, finances, forgiveness, permission, etc., because it's all happening in the moment as time passes. I'm here to remind everyone that they belong and are meant to be here. Being sustained is deserving of every fiber being breathed with life force source. I am respectable life. Being free to embrace my roots means not throwing out the baby with the bathwater. Then also I can embrace the unknown too. It's safe. There isn't potential bad or threat. I'm worthy of graceful, merciful, committed love, no matter how jaded, doubtful, anxious, defensive, or ashamed I have become. And then looking into codependency, I'd see thinking someone else's karma is mine, identifying more with someone else's pain, trying to change people instead of accepting, finding someone as far from me to remove me from my reality. I'm not a vending machine. I'm worthy of love, even when I'm afraid, weak, defensive, anxious, putting all of me into one basket, or being so afraid of pain that I forget other people have their own burdens and process and strength. My characterized attachments. I accept my jaded, anxious, defensive, doubting, neurotic, greedy past self. I realize from now on I can live as a soul. My spiritual isn't satisfied with food, sex, money, weed, movies, books, or attention. So just to say, even if it changes, like I don't smoke weed for years. I've been having sex for so long. I don't really watch movies, but there's other things now. I could say, could be hoping to buy something, could be having things go my way where I don't have to commit, but someone has to do something, like, or get my way somehow, something like that. And so my soul hurts when I act like a separate self in a world of not enough. But I'm ready to live a life of service no matter what, where, or who. I will be a lover in the world, and I will be a people pleaser from abundance instead of from lack. And letting emotions fester till I explode. That keeps my throat, my root, my heart, my throat, my root down here, pelvis, heart, blocked. And finally, I would say definitely try this. It was so healing for me. I remember it even. Telling my parents, I depended on you for acceptance and understanding of me as me and not for what I do or have or give. And I never got it. And I'm lovable, even if I need to express anger around boundaries being disrespected, frustration at my helplessness, or feeling smothered without privacy or dignity, and being disappointed when words or promise is not kept. I matter. My needs matter. And, needing quiet, space, belonging, welcoming, even if I'm a sad and sensitive person, it's not asking too much. Fragility is universal, and I'm allowed to say no to foods and activities that don't feel good without severe or abusive treatment. I deserve to have a say in what happens to me and a choice on how I want to spend my own time. I'm not here to give you purpose, usefulness, entertainment, or love outside yourself. I'm a separate and unique person with a whole world. I needed help, and I shouldn't have been ashamed or guilted for wanting your attention, praise, affection, and treats. It wasn't my intention to be destructive and cause harm, and I didn't ever plan to cause you suffering or be a burden. And I am a whole person who deserves benefit of the doubt and forgiveness for my humanity. And I think I'll stop here and wish you a blessed day. Bye.